Hello everybody, welcome back to NFTV.
Newcastle Fans TV.
Yes, hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm toothache free, I'm gumache free, thank God. Hence the reason why you haven't seen us too much on video, except from the Alan Shearer one, where I swallowed a couple of painkillers to get that job done. But yeah, we're going to talk about what the takeover means to Newcastle fans, the opposition as well, and what it also means briefly for us as a channel. So I want to take you back, of course, the Mike Ashley era. 14 years, the life has been sucked out of every single Newcastle fan. Now, there is clubs up and down the land a lot worse position than us. You talk about your Berries, your Portsmouth, you look at Coventry. I can go on and on and on. There's tons. There's at least half a dozen clubs. But when you're a Premier League side and you've got no communication with the board at all, very little spending, and you look at the treatment of players, ex-players, the stadium name change. I could go on and on and on about the regime of Mike Ashley. It wasn't good for Newcastle fans. It wasn't good for anybody's mental state. It was absolutely horrendous. And thank the Lord that we have Mike Ashley out of this club. Now, of course, the Saudis, which will come on in a moment, that's a massive bonus to be listed as the richest club in the world. I didn't want that. I wanted Mike Ashley out of the club first and foremost. I would have John Smith take over the club if it meant that Mike Ashley was out of the club. For me, I'm not asking millions and millions to be spent on players, which we are fortunate that looks like that's going to happen. What I wanted was to say communication was probably the #1 factor for me. There's nothing. There's no communication. There's the life between the club and a relationship with its fans had gone, and had gone for years. That was the biggest thing for me. Yes, we could talk about all the stupid stuff that Ashley's done, the treatment of players. It's despicable. It's horrendous. And in terms of there was ever a law, it would be a crime against football. It really would. But he's gone now. We can now breathe. And there's kids up and down the land who are probably 20 and under who have never experienced the likes of Freddie Shepherd, Sir John Hall, like I did as a Ben. I loved all of that. Loved all of that. Ambition, a bit of hope. That's what we've got back. And obviously we're going to games, right? And at the minute, our mindset has been put in by Mike Ashley and Lee Charnley. So when we're playing Burnley away, and I'm just using Burnley as a reference, there's no longer the thinking to myself, oh, I hope we get a point today. That's the mindset that's been put in through the head coach and the ownership. No longer that mindset will change. That'll go. And from next season, we'll be pretty confident and saying, do you know what? We can go to Turf Moor and get 3 points. Because of the mindset, the whole club will change from top to bottom. I personally cannot wait to see the women's side get investment. That's been lacking. I'm a big, big fan of the women's side and the under-23s. That needs massive change. We know all of that, the infrastructure. We know that'll come. I cannot wait to see the future. And again, it just comes down to hope. We're going to have a better squad. We're going to have better managers. We're going to have better facilities. That's all we've wanted, is to have hope. And I'm going to keep using that hope and to dream. Now, that obviously we know that was taken away from us. We're going to have Shearer back. We're going to have Keegan back. We're going to have Rob Lee back, Shea Given back, all of them back. All of them, whatever roles they have, whether they're just coming to watch a game or it's an ambassador role, they're going to be welcomed with open arms back in our marvellous football club. Our channel, briefly on this, our channel is clearly going to flourish. There's other channels amongst the Newcastle fan base who do a way better quality of video in terms of presenting, editing, and production than some of the bigger channels who have big teams, like of Arsenal's, your Spurs, and so on, Chelsea, Man U. Some of the Newcastle YouTubers are actually better at creating content and what those are, and you'll see all around YouTube, everybody will flourish. And you'll see Newcastle winning games. You'll see the big name signings, hopefully get into Europe. Again, channels like ourselves and others will flourish massively. That's from a selfish point of view. But I've been doing this for 6 years, grinding my arse off. And it's good that as a channel, we're going to have a little bit of reward back. And I cannot wait for that. I really cannot. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I want to get on a bit of negativity now because we've seen opposition next about, oh, blood money, oh, human rights and all of that. Right, first and foremost, the human rights record in Saudi Arabia is atrocious. It is appalling. But that can also be said with several countries across the world, including Qatar. Now, there is obviously massive, massive concerns that they won the World Cup because of bribery. right? Which is only 13 months away time. So both nations have a history of that. But why is it our fault? How is it our fault that we've got an owner who's willing, the PIF investment fund, who I must state is separate from the Saudi government? It is separate. It is not the Saudi royal family. So the PIF, we are getting stick as fans because we're celebrating the fact that we've got blood money. No, go back earlier, a few minutes, what I said. We are celebrating the fact that Mike Ashley is out of our fucking club and we've been sucked the life out of us for 14 years. Do not let these people get you down. Here's a little story for you, right? You're jumping in an Uber. You need to get somewhere. You're going to meet a client at Starbucks. You're going to have a coffee. Whilst you're waiting, you're scrolling through Facebook. You're scrolling through Twitter. Hey, even the Ubers, they fueled up BP. All of them are Saudi stakeholders, investments. So for those people, it's ironic that they're on Twitter giving you stick on a platform that the Saudis have a stake in. Is it their fault that they're on Twitter? No, it's not your fault, the opposition. It's not your fault that you're using Twitter to have a go at Newcastle fans, just like it's not our fault that we have a Saudi PIF investment fund who have links to the Saudi government, separate, I must state. It's not Newcastle fans' fault. It is not our fault. Do not let these people get you down. And I've got to come on to the Greedy Six next. I've got to come on to the Greedy Six. And some of their fans, because it's mind-blowing. All of the six wanted to break away from the European to the European Super League. All six of them, the Greedy Six, every single one of them, right? And for them to be scared because of another powerhouse, because there'll be less money for them, because eventually Newcastle will climb that table. That's what the worry is, because they're going to lose out financially because there's 7 now powerhouses, and what you want to call that, right? And it's ironic because they didn't listen to their fans, because we've seen it at Old Trafford. We've seen it outside Stamford Bridge. The fans were upset that these Greedy Six wanted to break away from the Premier League. Oh, but when there's a big boy coming into play, they are petrified and allegedly want to have an emergency meeting. And it's ironic. It's fucking ironic. Some Man United fans, only a small pocket, a very, very small pocket, because I've seen a couple of Man United channels stick up for us, have said that it's blood money, which is ironic because Manchester United have a long-term deal with the Saudis. How the fuck can you say that? Manchester City, who, let's face it, do not have glamorous owners either, are from Qatar. Chelsea's owner can't even get into the country. That tells you 1,000 things. All I will say, from everybody who's the opposition, it's not Newcastle fans' fault. We're delighted. We're fucking over the moon that we've got Mike Ashley out of the club. We've got our club back, and there's nothing that you can do about it, because every Newcastle fan is fucking smiling at the moment. Take care, everyone.